And then when you used to beat the other I'll say boys. When you used to beat the other guys, yeah.
You was about to say boo.
Exactly.
You ain't even about to say boy. You said boo. You said boo.
Pause, my man.
When you was about, you know what? I get
man.
confused with how I'm supposed to say this. So all the guys will go on one team, and all the best players will go on one team, and used to beat the other guys. I don't know if you lot used to get happy at that, but when I was always on the best team, used to beat the other guys, and I was just like, it's a bit boring, isn't it? That's how I feel it is for Man United at the moment. I feel like anyone can beat us, and we lost to Brighton. We'll lose to Bayern Munich next week.
You want to be honest with you? I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna lay the forte.
Yeah, you disappeared, mate. But go for it. Go on. We can still hear you.
I'm gonna lay the forte. Yeah.
And he's back. Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Ten Hag out by January. Fuck it, I said it.
Fair enough.
He's out by January.
Fair enough.
I feel like we're gonna go into the game.
Let's start with the game. Let's start with the game.
Number one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the first 10 minutes you look like you could do something.
Yeah.
However, I think Brighton's just a better, well-organized team than you. Like, I feel like the fact that they've lost two of their key signings from last season, and they're able to put in performance like that at Old Trafford speaks where United are at right now, isn't it?
100%. I think De Zerbi absolutely pulled Erik ten Hag's trousers down. Tactically and game management, I think he absolutely battered him. I think Erik ten Hag got embarrassed yesterday. Embarrassed.
And I feel that. Anyway, let me elaborate about the game before we get into Ten Hag and De Zerbi. I feel that, see, with Brighton, the system that De Zerbi's got them playing, it's something special, man.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he brings in up-and-coming players. He identifies the up-and-coming players, or I should say...
Sorry, Sim. Sorry to cut you. Are you talking about the system or formation they play on the pitch, or are you talking about the organisation?
I'm talking about the organisation and also the system. Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like Brighton identify potential players that can play in a system that he wants to play right now, and
Agreed.
it's just coming together so well.
Yeah.
Yesterday I saw patterns of play from Brighton similar to, let's say, you're gonna probably punch my face, Puz, prime Barcelona. I don't know if that is a thing of that United are that poor or Brighton are that good.
Combination
but
of
I'm
both.
Gonna give it to Brighton are that good, because I feel that they demonstrate these type of patterns of play to other teams. Last season, I think they only lost at home to a couple, I think only two teams, if I'm correct. Don't hit me, the stats people. But yeah, man, yesterday was just it was a pleasure for an Arsenal fan to watch United suffer, but it was just something else, man. You had the likes of Ansel Fati coming in for the last 15 minutes. You had Solly March dictating the game, Miyamoto just running rings behind Dallo.
Mitoma.
Yeah, Matoma running.
I don't know where he got the extra vowels from still.
Hey, boy,
no,
he's trying to add syllables.
I said Miyamoto. Alright, guys, don't get me for butchering these names. Now I said Miyamoto is something that I've just seen right now. That's why I said Miyamoto. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, man, I just feel that Brighton are just, I'm not going to say they're going to push for Europe, but they are going to push for Europe. But I just feel like they're just a pleasure to watch, man. I feel like we've been blessed with a coach and a team that are full of potentials and a great coach, I would say, all in one. And I feel like we're just lucky to see what Brighton are doing right now, because I can't lie, man. That game yesterday showed me that, yeah, De Zerbi, I feel he might be on his way next season to a top team.
Well, listen, actually, I hear you, Sim, and a few people have said, Erik ten Hag out, get De Zerbi in.
Nah,
because whoever comes to our club dies. So I would prefer De Zerbi to stay at Brighton for a couple of years. Obviously, it happened with Graham Potter. I think under Graham Potter, Brighton were playing good, attractive football, and they had a good system in place. And I think De Zerbi slotted quite well. he's carried on the ethos. They play triangles. So they like to get their fullbacks bombed on forward and create overloads in the wide areas.
Plan Barca.
Exactly. And I think De Zerbi identified quite early on that we're going to be weak on either flank. Not only does Rashford not track back, but even on the other side, despite his criticisms, Antony does track back. And obviously, we didn't start with Antony. We played with a 4-3-3 with McTominay as the right-sided of the three midfielders. So what happened was on Dallow's side, he was just getting absolutely overloaded. I mean, Matoma is a handful for anyone, but then when you've got it was Lamptey on the right. Who have they got on the left? Oh, I can't remember who they have on the left. Obviously, it was Cucurella last year, wasn't it? Hold on, I'll bring it up. I'll bring up his name. I'll give you a second because he was overlapping about 800 million times. Hold on a minute.
It wasn't Cucurella. Was it Cucurella?
No. Who is it? My bad. I'll be there a second. Yeah, it is Lamptey. Sorry, it's Lamptey and Veltman. Sorry, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Lamptey arguably was man of the match for me. So what they identified was we'll get at Dallo on that side. Mitoma was taking him on. Lamptey was bombing on around. And then for the third, what happened was Pascal Gross and Solly March was coming in. So then you create the three. So you got Mitoma, Lamptey going round, and then March or Gross coming in for the three. And it creates a horrible triangle for a fullback. Do I stay? Do I go? A midfielder has to drop in there, which creates more space in the middle of the park. And when that triangle forms with the overlapper, you can just feed them in between the lines and then they can cross. Brighton did that so well. And they got at us all day. I look at that first goal where it starts off in their half, just after the halfway line. The centre-back beside Lewis Dunk, he plays it out wide to Veltman, who then goes down the line to their winger. I can't remember who it is. It then comes across and then it hits him from Welbeck.
What
I was watching was Rashford standing there the whole time. Just.
Can I ask you something? As a United supporter and as a United fan and a lover of football, do you feel Marcus Rashford is an impact player?
It's hard to say. I think at the moment, he needs to be dropped. He needs to be dropped.
Okay, I wouldn't say he needs to be dropped because looking at Rashford yesterday, you can see he has abundance of talent. However, when it comes to that crucial decision making, I feel like it's like key stage one. I feel like the first goal that you lot got, the goal you got ruled offside, I feel that he had so many chances to do that in the second half, to cross it back, to cut it back. He didn't cut it back. He's taking a shot from
ridiculous places.
Angle.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking, why are you doing that?
His decision making is poor, and his work rate is even worse. I think
that was down to selfishness, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Because Højlund, there was times where Højlund was putting his hand up like, "What are you doing?" But you can tell Højlund was like, "Oh, he's a senior person in the team. Let me not say nothing."
Yeah.
I think it's down to selfishness, man.
Yeah, it is selfishness. Look, Rashford has been highlighted as the scapegoat for this particular game, as well as Casemiro, which we'll get onto in a moment. And I think as the everyday fans and most fans, it's very easy for us to just pick on a player because it's an easy scapegoat. And you guys know I don't do that. You know that I don't just look at the surface of things. I think when we're just talking about the game, let's talk about the players and we can do that. But for me, United are an absolute joke. They're a horrible mess at the moment, a horrible mess. There's loads of problems. And that's going to keep happening. What I'm scared of is we got thrashed last season.
Try and sound a bit more upbeat, man, Chris, man. Come on.
There's nothing to be upbeat about. What happened was last season we got trashed at Newcastle, at St. James's Park. We got absolutely battered at Liverpool. I think we got taken apart by City as well. And these were thrashings, and I see the same problems. I think we're in for if that wasn't really it. We are in line for a battering soon, like a 4, 5, 6 is coming because we're not tracking runners. Our work rate's not good. We look.
I mean, yesterday was close to being 4.
Yeah, and I'm my phone's been spammed. Man United.
If not for Ansu Fati missing,
trust me.
It was very close to being 4.
I don't think we should have got so many problems. I don't think we should have got Onana right now. I don't think De Gea and the defense was the problem last season. That's a whole nother discussion.
Yep.
Anyway,
you weren't saying this a couple of weeks ago, bro.
Nah, because we've lost 3 out of 5, mate. We lost 3 out of 5. And when did you hear me say that Onana's the man?
No, but you ain't said anything about De Gea going. You just said that he made mistakes last season.
No, he did it. No, he did.
I said at the start. I've said that.
You said you don't like the way they handled it.
Also, but I said no. I said if it was down to me, I wouldn't have spent 45 million on a goalkeeper this season. I would have got another midfielder or a defender and got rid of Maguire. He was a bit of a luxury. He's someone that you add on to the problem last season. The problem last season was scoring goals. It wasn't the defense. 17 clean sheets. He had the golden glove. He wasn't the problem. That team is not ready for the way Onana plays. We are not ready to play from the back.
I agree with you.
We can't do that. So Onana is a luxury player. We have to adjust to him again. This season looks like more of a transitional season than last season, bro.
I want to be honest with you though, Chris. Casemiro, man, his form's dipped.
Yeah, he's fell out of the sky, ain't he? Flipping heck. From last season to this season, what's wrong with him? It's like he's on drugs. Flipping heck.
Do you think he's Saudi bound? Do you think he's getting tempted by that Saudi money?
Well, no, not tempted, but I just think his levels have dropped off. And if it continues for the whole season, he can go at the end of the season. It happens, innit? Players have top and but you don't expect 100%. It. You don't expect it from your experienced players. What I think there's a huge hangover over the team, Sim. I think the team at the moment are feeling because our best performers last season, like the likes of Martinez, Casemiro, Rashford, Bruno's
even
not
Varane.
performing. Yeah, Varane when he was fit. Obviously, Varane's not fit. Casemiro doesn't look fit. Doesn't look like he looks slow.
He looks like he's running with coins in his pocket, man.
Bro, Martinez is getting Martinez is getting chopped by every left man. Like it was working last season. Those last ditch tackles not working. Bruno doesn't look like it. He's not on it. Rashford's not on it. Rashford's gone back to Rashford from 2 years ago, like shooting from all over the place. I think there's something wrong with the team, Sim. Honestly, I think there's something wrong with the team. I think there's problems. Erik ten Hag doesn't look. He's lying in his after the games, like he's lying. He's talking out of his ass. Oh no.
Do you think he's losing the dressing room because of the whole Sancho situation?
Yeah, he's not losing the dressing room. Loads of United players came out and backed him against Sancho. Sancho's out of order. Sancho's really out of order. I've not given my opinion on that, but Sancho's completely out of order. You're on mute. You're on mute, Puz. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Wait, who came out and backed him against Sancho?
So there's loads of stories in the Daily Express and the Daily Mirror and the Daily Star.
What United players?
No. There's no United players that have come out.
Can't name you said them. Loads of United players came out and backed him.
Let me land, blood. Jeez. There are lots of reports that the United dressing room and various players have been annoyed by Sancho's actions.
Yeah, but you see that guy that broke that year, like, sorry to be rude, I think he's a cunt anyway. Like, when I heard him on radio breaking it, the reporter that broke that story, I'm like, brother, shut up.
Do you want to be honest with
you?
What do you mean? Who do you know?
Do you
Do you know Wan-Bissaka? Do you know Rashford? Who do you know?
A lot of these people have links in the clubs, man. I'm not saying we should demean them, but
do you want me to play devil's advocate?
Yeah, go on.
I know what Sancho did was bad, but technically he had to kind of do it, you know. Not in that way, because at the end of the day, Ten Hag has basically put him on frontline street. So even if there's a rift, listen, wait. Even if there's a rift going on within the club, me personally, I would say keep it in-house, yeah? But he kind of has to protect his brand and his image by saying something, because it's like, if Ten Hag says that and he doesn't say anything, it's like future people that may be interested in him might be like, nah, I'm going to stay away because look what Ten Hag is saying.
At the end of the day, we interviewed, there was an interview that went around viral. I think it was a Dutch ex-player. Can't remember the name. And he's a reporter. And I've read a couple of Dutch journals as well, in terms of a few of the Dutch media spoke about this. But this happens all the time. in the Netherlands. In the Eredivisie, if your player's not training properly, coaches call it out all the time. It's just a culture thing. About last season, Rashford got dropped because he was late. Didn't wake up his alarm. He got dropped.
Yeah.
What was Rashford's reply? Even made a joke of it in the media. So Sancho's not the first person to be called out, right? What happened to Garnacho after international break? He was lazy. He didn't perform at the levels, got dropped from the squad. What was his reaction? Did Garnacho come out with a statement? Look at how Pep Guardiola has called Calvin Phillips fat in a press conference. Did Calvin Phillips come out with a statement?
Can I say something?
No.
Yeah.
This is not the same situation as Sancho, though.
In what way?
That's what I was just about to say that I don't.
So you're saying a manager.
Sancho's situation, he can come out and say, "No, I've been training properly." Manager says, "I haven't been training properly." No, I'll come out and say, "No, I have been training properly." Actually, it's not like he said, "Oh, f off, you're talking crap." Blah blah. He said, "No."
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Chris, he slightly has to come out, you know.
No, you lot are completely misreading the room. Why wasn't Erik? The question was, why wasn't Sancho included in the matchday squad? Erik ten Hag's words were, "I didn't feel, not even I." He said, "We didn't feel that he got up to the appropriate levels in training." And you always have to perform at the right levels at Manchester United, like a club like that. So fair enough.
I agree with you.
He called him out in training. Now, is this a problem that circles Sancho? Why did Pep Guardiola get rid of him? Attitude problems and disciplinary problems. He kept turning up to training late.
Chris, you have to be careful because this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say you are not partly right, but what I'm trying to say, that's why I said I'm playing devil advocate. As I was trying to say, he slightly has to come out, as you said. He's had this problem at Man City, yeah? Apparently, his attitude. Apparently, yeah? Allegedly, I should say, yeah? So now he's coming out to say, "Yo, guys."
The story for Man City was that they wanted him to sign. He said, "No, I'm not signing unless I'm guaranteed a place." They didn't guarantee him a place. Went to Dortmund.
Go back to 2019 and read about disciplinary problems with Jadon Sancho at
Manchester.
Manchester.
He had disciplinary problems. Allegedly, yeah.
We all know that managers and teams throw players under the bus willy-nilly. They would say, "Oh, the player doesn't want to sign a contract." When they've agreed something with the player, they'll come out 2 weeks and say
the club might have turned their back on it.
We did it with David De Gea when De Gea was actually ready to sign. Yep.
Exactly.
Teams do this all the time. That I will never believe.
That's fine. So what I'm trying to say, you lot, guys, I'm sorry. Do I pick my manager over the player? Yes, I do. Because in every club in the country, whether it's grassroots football, Sunday league, the manager has to be right. Don't get me wrong. At certain levels, if you've got one bad boy player who's scoring all your goals,
you're not for being fine.
I get it. But however,
no, Chris,
if Sancho wins in this situation, we're doomed, right?
No, Chris,
Erik ten Hag has to win.
No, Chris. What you're saying is facts. It's right. But what I'm trying to say, that's why I said I'm playing devil advocate. He slightly has to come out and say something. Because if you've got rumors buzzing around of that type of issue when you was younger, now you're at Manchester United, which is a bigger club.
Okay.
In everyone's eyes, he slightly has to defend himself.
I understand. There are a million ways to do it. How he did it was terrible. It's the worst way. It wasn't
Chris, are you saying it's the worst way because that's what the media's saying? Right?
You lot know that I don't break it down from the media. I will give you my point of view, my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. We've just got beat by Arsenal. All right. We are not in a good place. Okay. 48 minutes after the game, he's releasing that statement. Could have waited until 48 minutes after the game.
No, it was literally
the timing. The timing was very specific. What I'm trying to say is that tells me, with respect, it's reactional, it's emotional,
100%,
and it's petulant. That's number one. That's my first criticism. Number two, what the statement says, he's directly calling out Erik ten Hag. Okay, that's fine. He feels Erik ten Hag called him out, so he is calling out Erik ten Hag. What you're doing there is you are personally going to war with the manager. Now, the reason why I think
where it started, man.
That's fine. The reason why I think this is immature and silly.
That went over everyone's heads.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Sorry.
No, I
Sorry.
got it. I pass. I got it,
zone.
but I just.
I'm in my zone. I'm sorry. I
I
missed
got
it.
it. I did get it. I
Reason
did
why I
get it.
think
That's
it's
how I just laughed.
immature is one, this isn't Ronaldo, bro. This isn't Rashford. Sancho doesn't
Yeah,
have credit in the
facts.
bank with us United fans, right? Not loads of United fans were calling for him to be sold anyway. Remember, we rejected, or sorry, not we, he rejected a loan move to the Saudi on deadline day transfer day. We put him on the market. Man United have already, that was way before all of this, right? Sancho doesn't have credit in the bank. That's number two. Number three and last point, right? The statement itself and how it was done, whatever, he kept the tweet pinned on there for over a week. Over a week. It shows that he doesn't
Chris.
care.
No, Chris.
That's got
Clearly,
nothing to do with showing that he doesn't care, though, Chris.
no, Chris. I think clearly there's been a breakdown in communication between manager
Correct.
and player.
There's been a
We can
breakdown.
see that, yeah.
We can see that.
But what I'm trying to say, he has to defend his brand because it's like, okay,
His brand's in
I
the
get
mud,
what you
bro.
mean. I get what you mean. He doesn't have a leg to stand on because of the performances he's put in for United. Yeah.
Correct.
Big money, whatever. He doesn't have a leg to stand
And
on
the
it.
fact that he
He's
got
not of the
5
caliber
fines
of the
from Dortmund for
Ronaldos or
disciplinary
whatever,
issues
as
for
you said.
turning up late.
He doesn't have credit in the bank. But
Yep.
what I'm trying to say, if there's a breakdown in communication between manager and player, me personally, I think Ten Hag should have kept that in house. Even if he felt that, he shouldn't have said that in the press conference.
This is so easy for us to criticize, and I'm sick of the English media doing this because I tell you what, yeah, if Dallo had said this, would the media care? No. If
No,
Odegaard had
but this
said
is
this, if
no. But
Odegaard had
Chris,
said
I'm
this,
gonna be
would the
honest
media
with you.
care?
It's a
No.
young. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris.
Young
It's a
English,
young.
my foot.
No, it's a young black English star. That's why I'm saying he has to come out and defend himself.
Right.
There's
Well, listen, the
No,
joke
I'm being
is,
honest. No, wait, Chris, let me land. There's already a stigma on him. There's a stigma on him. So what I'm trying to say is like he has to kind of come. As a young black man, I wouldn't have done it in that way, but I get why he had to come out. Because it would have been like, oh yeah, typical, you know how it goes. Pause. Am I lying?
I understand what
Am
you're
I
saying.
lying?
I understand what you're saying.
He has
You're
to
on
come
Puz.
out. He
Puz,
has
you're on
to.
mute, bro. You do that every time. Puz,
Pause.
you're
You're
on
on
mute.
mute.
You do that every time. Every time.
The fact that he's had to come out here and felt like he's had to say something. He's never done this at any other club.
Yes,
Yeah?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Come out and put out a statement like this.
Not like this, Chris. Not like this.
No, Chris, tell me where. Evidence. And I'll
Not
shut
like
up.
a statement. No, sorry. I thought you were going to say something else.
He hasn't done this at any other club. So the fact that he's doing this now at United, where he should be trying to protect his bag, because he probably gets a bunch of bonuses in his contracts anyway.
He gets 350. He's the third highest player at our club.
No, but he doesn't earn that per week. That's including bonus.
He's on 300.
No, bro. I was with his friend yesterday. I was with one of his friends yesterday.
Do you know his contract?
They know his contract.
They've read his contract, yeah.
Of course they read his. They know him. It's his
All right,
brethren.
cool. I'm happy to put my hand up and say, I think.
I swear I think he's on
from
310,
reports
innit?
that I've read that he's on 350 a week.
Bro,
because that's what we were told.
He does not get 350.
That's what we were told by the
But
English
what I'm
media.
trying to say,
I'm happy to put my hands up
baseline
and
is
down now and say I
310.
don't know for 100% puzzle. Are you happy to do that?
Yeah, you know everything to come up to what he's meant to be getting per week. That's including performance, appearances, goal bonuses, all of that stuff.
Cool. So if his basic was 50k, and then plus the extras incentives, it went up to 150. It's the same compoundish. It's the same compounding thing. It's the same thing.
No, but what I'm saying is he doesn't get that per week.
So what? I don't care. So what does he get? 270.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I know what you mean. It's not.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not. Well, all we know, he definitely gets over $250,000 a week.
There we go.
So I get where Chris is coming. It's not really a big. if you're on 250 and someone's on 300 grand, it's not really a big difference, is it? It's you're basically in the same bracket. Let's be honest.
No. There's a 50 grand difference too.
Sancho
I can't even lie.
No,
earns,
okay.
Sancho
You're
earns.
looking at it as Puz, but what I'm trying to say,
You ready for this?
as a professional footballer,
You ready for
it's
this?
not like a major
Are you ready
difference.
for this? Let me tell you. Let me put this
Okay.
into context for you. There are only, that I know of, 2 players at Arsenal that earn more than Sancho. There is one player.
Wait, who?
To the best of my knowledge, I think Odegaard. Correct me.
Nope.
Correct me.
He's
No.
not even on that.
Odegaard's
Oh.
new deal is only 200 grand a week. It's gonna be
Not
about
even
200 grand a week.
close.
Okay. Cool.
If you said
I'll-
Saka's
let
only
me-
on 290 and
let
that's with incentives.
Let me correct my statement.
Yeah.
Cool. Sancho earns way more than the whole Arsenal squad then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Cool.
Yeah, he
Thank
does.
you. There's only one person at Liverpool I think's on similar money. That's Salah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll shut him out then. I don't want to hear it. Stupid
But
kid.
that's-
I
No,
don't
but
wanna hear
Chris,
it.
Chris,
That's
that's down to you.
Yeah, that's you.
Of course it is.
That's down to you, lot.
Okay, yeah, but you lot haven't heard me say anything good about the club. I'm talking about Erik ten Hag. This is about Erik ten Hag and Sancho right now. The club, you lot know my views on the club. The club's crap. Sancho and Erik ten Hag. What I'm saying is Erik ten Hag has called out loads of players in his time at Manchester United, and their reactions have been different. Sancho's reacted like this. Further to the problem, he had issues at Dortmund. He had 5 disciplinary fines. 5. So you're right, Sim. If you're talking about his reputation, if he's talking about defending his brand, he did have to come out and do something because he's probably thinking outside of Manchester now. The problem is this worse? He's training with the under 21s now. He's not in the team. John Murta was asked by Richard Arnold, our CEO, to get involved because negotiations broke down, crunch talks broke down earlier this week. So our director of football, John Murta, was asked to get involved. And John Murta signed off on Erik ten Hag relegating him to the under 21s. That's our director of football under instruction from our CEO. So the CEO is backing Erik ten Hag. What I'm trying to say is, out of this, Sancho will be gone. Yeah, Sancho's going to be gone. In January, he's probably going to get a loan. Cool. Where's he going to go? Do you really think Tottenham, Arsenal, he could probably go Chelsea. That's it. Probably go Chelsea. He could probably go Chelsea. That's the only place he can go where he can earn decent money and whatever. But I'm telling you now, he ain't going to start in that Chelsea team. They got problems of their own, bruv. There's nowhere else he can go. He can piss off.
He can't go Chelsea.
He can't. Well, you say that. He can't go City.
No,
he can't go Liverpool. He can't go Arsenal. He can't go Tottenham. Tottenham were supposedly links. No, not after what Kulusevski's done. Kulusevski's having a blinding season. They don't want him. This guy has a reputation for being lazy. He has a reputation for disciplinary problems. This is one of the reasons why he apparently, and I will say this, allegedly, these are one of the reasons why he allegedly got dropped by Southgate, because in the England squad, they have those standards as well. But what I'm trying to say is there's no smoke without fire. There is bad news following this boy, right? So much so that last season, he was given 3 months off by Erik ten Hag for mental awareness. 3 months off, and Erik ten Hag had his own psychological...
Chris, knowing that now, yeah, if you sent a boy off, yeah, for mental awareness, whatever, do you not come out and say something publicly the way Erik ten Hag did?
I was just about to say,
you lot, it's easy to criticize that, but what else do you do? He has here's Erik ten Hag. These are facts. Erik ten Hag has created a special training regime for Sancho that included him coming in an hour early before everyone else. He has given him time off for mental awareness. He has tried to bring him out. What else is he supposed to do when he's asked by the media? So this is not Chris, this is not the tip this is the tip of the iceberg. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the last thing that you can do. Anyway, go on.
Let me stop you there. Look, we're going to spend all day on this. At the end of the day, Sancho was wrong. Ten Hag was wrong.
Ten Hag.
Yeah, I believe
we've heard managers come out and say, "Oh, he was injured." Just to say he's injured.
Yeah,
that's it.
Wenger used to do it all the time.
He's injured.
Wenger used to
That's
do.
it,
Wenger
done.
was the perfect manager to do
Let's
all the
talk
time.
about
We
Brighton.
had
Brighton played ridiculously well.
Yep.
Welbeck came back, grabbed the goal.
Yep.
Ansu Fati had a brilliant debut.
Yep.
Pascal Gross is probably going to be the player of the season. I
Yep.
feel.
Yep.
For me as well. Anyway, and what's for Brighton, man? They keep scoring free. They keep slapping everyone by free.
Yep. Brighton
Great
are an
game.
excellent team. I worry about their bench. Their starting 11 is really good.
I don't.
But I
Their
worry
bench
about
is
their
better
bench.
than yours yesterday.
It's not a
They had
comparison.
Ansu Fati on the bench.
Why
James
are you
Milner.
why are you lot comparing our team?
No, it's because you worry about their bench.
Yeah, all
No,
right,
you can't
fine.
worry,
Yeah,
man.
all right. Listen, if they're going to be in Europe this season, okay, which they are, and they're now going to go from 38 to 50 games, I worry that they've got a 25-man squad. It's a viable point.
Oh,
I
so
think
you're
they've got
trying to
about
say
15 good
No,
players.
Chris,
no?
I think they're going to
I
struggle.
don't think.
I trust the recruitment process. Whoever's on the bench can play.
Yeah,
That's what's in my head.
Listen, I'm
but for
happy.
me,
I'm happy to be wrong. I hope Brighton, honestly, because I like the team. I hope Brighton have a fantastic season, and I hope that their starting players don't feel the effects of traveling all over Europe for half the season, like many teams have before, like Wolves,
but
like
Chris,
West Ham. Cool.
Walking like a tree.
no, Chris. I'll be honest. I don't think Brighton are going to Europe to actually challenge. I think they're just happy to take part in it.
Fair enough.
Let's be honest. They're happy to take part. I don't think the Serbi's got. Well, I shouldn't say that because obviously he's a great manager and a great coach, but I don't think they're going in there. If they get to, let's say, last 16 quarterfinals, they'll be happy. That's an achievement for Brighton. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think it's a thing of that, like they're going in there to say, you know what, we feel like we can win it. If they do with it, it makes the Premiership.
Let me not say anything negative about Brighton. You lot are shooting me down. I
Yeah.
just sound like an angry Man United fan. I'm not even angry.
Yeah, you do. You sound like a mad hater still, bro.
I didn't watch the game, you know. I didn't watch the game. I was playing football at 3. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch Match of the Day.